like a threat. It's
Yeah,
not
that
just,
was actually a threat.
And then I'm gonna EpiPen you. We'll EpiPen each other.
I do not want to be EpiPen, just so we're all clear on that.
No, did you hear that, Travis? Though he said we're gonna EpiPen each other, so like that's cool because he's not the one with the fucking life-threatening disease.
Yeah, I don't like just sticking needles in me. It's not fun.
I'm gonna do it to you, and then you'll do it to me. It's fine.
Can I do an adrenaline needle? Or like heroin?
Whoa.
Did you just say heroin? What a start to the show.
And that's why, people, this show is not for kids.
And we're off.
And week 5 begins now. Oh, man.
Chasing the dragon.
Hey, well, the good news is we started at 8 p.m. somewhere.
You're not wrong. It's 8 p.m. somewhere. Welcome to week 5.
Yeah. Sounds like the viewers got their time zone wrong. That's not our fault.
Well, no, it actually says in the bio 8 p.m. Eastern, so maybe we can't really use that one. All right, I got the
I got
stuff.
the whole world.
All right.
Hold on, come sliding on in.
Collins
My
work,
favorite
baby.
part. That was real good. I'm gonna rewatch it.
That was pretty good, right? All right. What is up? What's going on, everybody? I'm gonna throw up the last week's results really quick.
I'd actually be really very much okay with it if you didn't put that up there.
No, it's definitely gonna go up there because you did extremely well. We need to show that off.
Well, if you want to look at it, like 2-10 is essentially as impressive as 10-2.
You usually win money for being
in terms of like consistency.
Right. So as you can see, the chef is over there on the left.
Oh, that's a lot of red.
A lot of red X's. A lot of red X's for the chef. But that's okay because he's gonna bounce back this week.
Only way to go is up.
He's gonna bounce back in a big way. You see, Public House did it extremely well. 8-3-1, leading the charge. Love to see it. And then I followed it up with a very shitty performance of 5-7, and then we got Steel City there with a worse performance.
Not worse, just 8 worse.
At 4-8. The worst part about what's on that screen right now, though, is the pick that we all made in agreement. The Jaguars not getting it done for us. That's a big.
The big orange line across the screen.
Whenever we all bet the same, never hits.
It's not a good move. But I have good news for the people today, folks, because we don't have any agreement on anything necessarily. There's no game where we're across the board, all 4 of us in agreement on the same play. So we have that going for us. All right. First game we're going to start off with here. Let's get it popping. Let's get into this week 5. Giants, Packers. Jared, why don't you lead us off, dude?
All right. Leading you off. So, this game, Giants-Packers, you know I love Aaron Rodgers. That's my guy. Everybody knows it. I've made some real sus comments about Aaron Rodgers. So, that being said, Daniel Jones is a fucking baller this year. I don't know if anybody's seen it, but motherfucker can sling his thing. If you know what I'm saying.
Come on, man.
His thing. All right, sorry. I'm on Giants. I'm taking them in the points. I think the Giants get it done, honestly. I think Aaron Rodgers loses, but, I mean, it's a big enough point spread. What is it, 5.5? I'm totally on Giants.
What up, Peter Dave?
No, not 5.5. It's at 8.
Sorry. It's 8. I apologize. Yes, you're right.
Yeah, it's 8.
I'm on Giants at +8. I think it's a no-brainer. I really do.
Ooh, a no-brainer going against the back-to-back MVP, huh? Well, yeah, he could be. Travis, thoughts here?
I do not agree with anything that I just heard. Daniel Jones cannot sling his thing. Is not good at all. This is going to be the week that we all see who the Giants really are. They are who we thought they were, which is not good. They are missing their top 4 wide receivers going into the week. Their top receiver is going to be Darius Slayton, and Jair Alexander did not play last week for the Packers. He's playing this week. So the game plan is stop Saquon, and I think they're going to do that pretty handily. It's going to be like 27-6 Packers.
All right.
Man, some confidence right there. It's almost like that Carolina Panthers confidence from last week.
Oh, shots fired early.
That's always there. So you can't take that from me.
Scott, what are your thoughts on this one?
Here are my thoughts. The Giants are the worst 3-1 team in the NFL. They beat, 4 of the bottom 6 teams in the NFL with the Titans, the Panthers, and the Bears. The Panthers are in the bottom. So, yes, if they're in Lambeau, the Packers win by 21, probably 3 scores. But since they're going to be in London and it's going to be weird, things happen when you travel over across the pond. You never know what's going to happen. There's always weird games happen over there. But the Packers is the play here. -8 scares me going across the pond, so I'm taking it Moneyline if I'm going to bet this. But I think the Packers win. They should beat them by 3 scores, but I'm just scared because they're going to be in London. You don't bet against Aaron Rodgers and you don't bet against Tom Brady. You just don't do it.
So what you're saying is you're on Packers -8.
Yeah, for this pick, yeah, but I'm not betting -8. I will put my money on Packers Moneyline because I don't think it's going to be weird. It's going to be something strange.
Oh, go with my pick, Giants +8, because, that's a better spread than the money line.
And you don't bet against Aaron Rodgers.
Technically, I'm not betting against Aaron Rodgers when I'm taking the Giants +8.
He's technically betting on Daniel Jones. So, woo!
All right. All right. I'll keep mine short and sweet, but I am with Public House. You are not alone, sir. I like the Giants. The Packers team, yes, they're getting Jair back. Yes, the Giants have issues at the wide receiver, but Saquon is playing like a dog right now, and the Packers are trash at stopping the run currently. I think Saquon eats that up. Daniel Jones is playing the best football that he has ever played. You are making fun of him, and it is understandable by his past actions. But this year, Brian Dable is definitely getting the most of him. You can definitely tell based off of what he did with Josh Allen. And, I mean, he's making Daniel Jones – he's making the Giants look like – he's making the Giants look like they were smarter than everybody else when they went and got Daniel Jones when they did right now.
Here's the one thing I'll say. Barkley's eating right now and he's balling out, but the Packers are going to go up so fast that Barkley, he's going to have to get 1 carry every couple of downs because they're going to have to throw it in the air.
I mean, that could happen. There's a couple other games that I don't think we're even talking about, like the Bears-Vikings, for example, that I think a lot is going to be dictated and off of the entire game just by sort of the first drive in the first quarter of kind of who sets that precedent and gets ahead. I think this is sort of one of those. I think the Giants actually start off kind of warm. I think they go down, maybe get a field goal early. Packers probably go down and get a touchdown. But I think the Giants keep it close enough where they are still able to run that football. Daniel Jones, I know Public House is big on him. We'll talk about that later on and other things for props and whatnot. But I'm with him. I like the Giants here. I think the Giants get it done. I think the Packers win the game. But like Steel City said, it's in London. London's always that place where the bad teams that are supposed to lose, they come out with wins. There's weird stuff that goes on. Lots of field goals, lots of running the football. It's going to be on turf. So just take those things into consideration is all I'm saying. I like the points, though. It's a lot of points.
Rodgers is probably going to eat some type of strange fungus that you can't get over here to relax himself before the game. So you never know what's going to happen.
Now I like him even more.
All right. Anyway, go Giants. I'm riding the train till they prove me wrong. I mean, he's getting the best out of all three phases of the game right now. So we'll see. Next game we're going to discuss is Steel City and Public House. They got some skin in this one. It's going to be the Steelers and the Bills. The Steelers beat the Bills last year at the beginning of the year in Buffalo in a game that I did not give them a chance. I don't think a lot of people did, actually. They snuck out and got the victory, but this is a new year, new team. But they are going back to Buffalo as a 14-point dog, as Mike Tomlin liked to point out. This is the biggest underdog that they've been in I don't know how long. I forget the actual thing, but he's using it as motivation for his guys. You saw Kenny Pickett's comments about being, they're not underdogs and they shouldn't be looked at as that, and everybody's blah, 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 blah. I like the Bills minus 13.5. I think the Bills handle the Steelers in this game. I think the line being at 14 is begging people to take the Steelers. I think it's sort of one of those picks where it's just too obvious. It seems like too much picks. You're riding the momentum of Kenny Pickett. I get all that. The Bills are still the Bills, and I think they're going to come in with this one with a revenge game. Bills Mafia is going to be rocking in that stadium. I like the Bills a lot in this one. I think they handle them. Chef, what are your thoughts on this? And then we'll let the Steelers fans wrap it up.
Let them close it out. I think the over is the play in this game. I'm kind of right there with you, though. Like, I think the Bills do some stuff. I just think that I think they're going to put up a lot. The Bills are going to put up a lot of points. Steelers are 0-7 without T.J. Watt since he entered the league. I think they put up a lot of points, but I also think that the Steelers are going to get a couple. They'll get a couple. Jordan Poyer's out for the Bills, so that's, they already don't have Micah Hyde, so that's their back end. I think they'll get a couple big plays to give Steelers fans a little bit of hope for the future, but the future ain't today. The 14 number scares me. It's probably doing exactly what they intended it to do for me. I love the over. But if I were to bet it one way or the other, I'd probably be right there with you on the Bills minus 14.
Right on. Steel City, what do you got for us?
Here's what I got for you. The bet here, ladies and gentlemen, is Steelers plus 14.5. That's the bet. It's a lot of points in the NFL. The Bills, don't get me wrong, I've been high on the Bills all year. I think the Bills should handle us pretty easily. But the games that we're supposed to just get crushed in are usually the games we play pretty well in.
It's true.
Vice versa, the games that we should easily win are the games we lose. But the last 4 meetings were 2-2. 2 of those wins are in Buffalo, and the last 5 games have all been within 11 points. So I like the spread. We get to see Pickens for a whole game, and last game was the first time, or Pickett for a whole game, and last game was the first time we saw Pickens get involved in the offense, really. 6 catches, 102 yards. Pickett to Pickens, he's going to have another 100-yard game. Just watch it happen. Buffalo's light on DBs right now. And we got Deontay Claypool, who's been pretty unsuccessful this year, but he's still a threat. And then we got Pickens coming in, and Pickens is going to have a good game. So I think we cover the points, but we lose. It's going to be like by 10 points. We lose by 10 points. Bills Mafia, there's going to be tables crushed everywhere, people spraying ketchup and mustard on each other. The parking lot, we're going to lose, but we're going to cover.
Jared, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat. I think that, like Scott said, it's Kenny Pickett time, but we don't really know what Kenny Pickett time means. I wouldn't even call it a taste last week because it was nothing really. Like the circumstances, everything was off. Like he's going to be in a fresh game. We're going to actually see what he's going to be worth, and we don't know what that is. That being said, I think that the team is high on Kenny Pickett, so I think they're going to come out there and try to, really impress Kenny Pickett and try to work for him pretty hard. I'm taking the Steelers at plus 14 here. I think, like Scott said, I think they lose. I don't think they make it, but I do think they keep it within 14. I think that's a lot of points. I really do. So I'm on Steelers plus 14.
Yeah, and I think we've got nothing to lose. So I think we're going to have some fun. If there's a prop bet out there for a trick play touchdown, I think you should take it. I think we're going to have a little fun, play a little backyard football with it.
All right. I like that.
Do that.
I like that nothing to lose mentality. Real quick, I did want to do this too. I meant to do it when we did the recap, but we do have to give credit where credit is due. Currently, and Mr. Public House, you now have a medal next to your name, sir. You are the current leader of the show. So congratulations. It won't last long. We're coming for it, but you got it for the week. Next game we're going to discuss is going to be Titans Commanders. Titans Commanders. Again, we want to also reiterate the chef picked all of these games this week. He picked some really ugly ones. This is one of them, so we're going to let him lead off with this one. Please take it over.
First and foremost, we're talking about, you want to roll back the record on the last few weeks' games that have been picked. We can do that too.
Hey, I'm not. You don't need. Don't point fingers this way, sir. It's not. I haven't been picking them, so.
That way. I don't know which direction I'm in. That being said, I think the Commanders win this one. It's one of those games. I think the Titans secondary is going to do some dumb shit as they do. And they're going to be able to hit some big Carson Wentz plays. They don't have a pass rush really, outside of Jeffrey Simmons. On the Titans side, they have a really solid defensive front. The Commanders aren't really good at much else except for their defensive line. So they'll be able to, have some impact. No Treylon Burks for the Titans. Give me the Commanders. I think it's +2. I think they win that game.
Jared,
Tannehill's going to do Tannehill things.
We thought that last week, and look what happened. Jared, let him know why he's wrong.
He was 13 of 17, 0 interceptions, 2 touchdowns. Like that's like good Tannehill.
That's winning Tannehill. We see this, but this is the way. All right, sorry, Jared. I'll just throw mine in there now. So, I also like the Titans, as well as some other people that are about to say their pick. I like the Titans money line in this one. Yes, I hate betting with Ryan Tannehill. I am a Dolphins fan. That man has let me down more times than I can count. He is soft. All right, we're not even going to get there. Anyway, I don't like backing him. I avoid it like the plague. However, it's the Commanders.
You're talking yourself into the Commanders.
No, I'm not, dude. I'm not. The Commanders have looked terrible. Now, granted, Carson Wentz, I think, has looked good, and the offense has shown signs of life. But Curtis Samuel potentially not being out, he's questionable. Jahan Dotson, questionable. That's basically where Carson Wentz has been going, because Scary Terry has been on lockdown for the most part in the teams that he's played. I mean, he's still getting his, but really he's been feeding Dotson and Samuel. So without those two guys, if they don't go, that offense is going to be really, really pressed, in my opinion, to do something. And at that point, also Chase Young's not going for him on defense again. He's still out. I think that's big. I really think that the Titans are going to – this is one of those games where the Titans, if you look at their past recent years too as well, they've started slow at the beginning of the year. They always make that run to the playoffs where they get in, they play the wild card, they play the division or whatever, and they make it there. And then everybody's got high expectations for them coming into this next year, and they start slow, and everybody's like, well, guess the Titans are done. And then they go on an 8-win streak, and all of a sudden they're right back at the top of the division. They're right back in the playoffs, just like it always is. I think that's going on right now. I think it started last week, really, with the Colts. I think they're getting on the right track. They're getting more of a flow under them. And I'm not impressed at all with the Commanders' defense, one iota. So I like the Titans to go in. I think this is a game where the spread is where it is, but the Titans end up getting up early and quickly. Derrick Henry eats, and it's like a 28-3 game before you know it. Jared Public House, go.
Quick injury update.
All right, sorry.
Jahan Dotson has been ruled out. Curtis Samuel, full practice. He's good to go.
Okay.
No designation.
All right, right on. Dotson is still – I would have rather it been flip-flopped for I like that for my side. Jared, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm completely on the Titans money line here as well. I just don't think the Commandos over there really showed me much that I appreciate. They keep letting Carson Wentz get fucking murdered. It's just a matter of time. They have Antonio Gibson, who's a great rusher, but I think that the Titans lock that shit down. And I think Derrick Henry eats. I think Brandon Cooks eats. I think it's a total Tennessee Titans day.
Who? Just let it go by. Who?
Did I say a wrong name? Sorry, I apologize.
Cooks plays for the Texans.
You said Brandon Cooks, yeah.
Well, he used to play for the Titans.
No, he didn't.
No.
I think he's a career with the Texans.
That's okay. No, that's not accurate either. So I do want to
You want to take a guess at where Brandon Cooks has played?
I mean, I know he's played for the Saints.
Yep. He's also played for the Patriots.
Bing bong.
All right, I'm about to talk about the Titans here.
All right, go for it.
Okay. Here's what I think. In the Commanders, we do not trust. And we definitely do not trust in Carson Wentz. I think the Commanders are A-tier poo-poo. I think this game is going to be Titans from start to finish. I think Derrick Henry is going to eat, like Drinkline said. Last week was his first game over 100 yards. This is what happens. He starts slow, then he starts getting it, and he's getting 22 carries a game, 100 yards, and he's 150 yards, 3 touchdowns, and he doesn't slow down. And I'm sorry, Commanders don't have anyone that's going to slow him down. I think it's going to be a 70% possession on the side of the Titans, and that's why they're going to win the game. They're just going to eat the clock. Commanders aren't going to have a chance to go out there and throw a pick. They're not even going to have a chance to throw a pick. They're just not going to have the ball. So Titans have a far better team, and they're going to just control the ball from start to finish.
Agreed.
-2.
Agreed. And one more note. Also, I just want to backpack on what Jared pointed out about Carson Wentz. He has 5 interceptions through 4 games. He's also been sacked 17 times. Not great. Not great. Moving on, we got the Saints and the Seahawks. I really do not like this game. I initially, at the beginning of the week, thought Seahawks. I've now sort of leaned towards the Saints just based off of their defense and being at home. I like them. I think they're going to get Kamara back, so I think that's going to be big for their offense and trying to get something going with Andy Dalton. I just really can't take a side either way because I heard also some stat with the Seahawks. They're like 14-1 playing away in their last 15 in an early slot game. Don't love that for going against them. So I'm actually just going to be on the under here. I like the under 46. I think it's going to be sort of defensive. I think the Saints are going to be able to keep Geno in check. I don't think he's going to be able to air it out like he has been, and they'll be able to contain the run. I'm not really worried about anybody on Seattle running the ball right now. And then for the Saints side, it's Andy Dalton. He's going to be conservative. He's going to be doing short slants, things like that. We got some anytimes later on that we'll get into with this game, but ultimately I like the under here. Steel City, what are your thoughts, sir?
Yeah, so I'm just going to start and implement a new thing here. I'm going to have a third game of the week. This is my third game of the week. This is a stay away, ugly-ass game. If you watched Thursday Night Football last night, it's going to be as exciting as that. It's going to be where you change the channel. If that was the only football game on Sunday, I'd change the channel. I think it's going to be boring, but if you had to make a pick, I'm leaning with the Saints here just because I just don't trust Seattle at all. Geno Smith's actually not having a bad year. He's got, 6 touchdowns, 2 picks, if I'm not mistaken.
Geno's balling.
And Jameis Winston, is he playing?
They wrote him off, but he ain't right back.
I don't think Jameis is going to go. No,
Jameis is doubtful.
I don't think Jameis is going to go.
It doesn't matter. If Andy Dalton's going to play, it's the same person. Winston has 4 touchdowns, 5 picks. Andy Dalton's not the answer. But I'm just going Saints because there's so many injuries in their star players. If I had to pick a team, I'm going Saints because Olave might win Rookie of the Year. That's all I got.
All that at the beginning of the season also, by the way.
Right on. Yeah, definitely, for sure. I do remember that. Chef, why don't you lead off where he was?
No, right there with you, Scotty. I like the Saints in this one. I think we get a little vintage Geno this week. I think he's overperformed a little bit against some bad defenses. This Saints defense, after a tough double doink loss in London, coming back home, I think that Saints defense is going to come to play. They're going to force a few turnovers. I also think that it looks like Kamara's coming back. Andrews Pete is a big add for their offensive line. He's been out. Give Andy Dalton a little bit more time. I think we might see a little magic from old Taysom Hill this week as well. But give me the Saints -5. I think they end up pulling it out. They get a little more back on track for their season goals.
Right on. Jared or Steel City. Wait, who are we missing here? Who are we missing?
So we're gonna miss.
I think it's Jared, right?
It's me.
Yeah. See, I knew what I was talking about.
Yeah. Totally disagreed with everything you guys said.
Love it. Let's hear it.
Not on the Saints at all. On the Seahawks. Big Geno fan. I think Geno may have a career year this year.
Really?
I really do. I think he rushes another touchdown.
That's a hot
He's
take.
mobile. He's moving. I think he lights up Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf this year. Not this year. This game. The Saints aren't it, man. It's Andy Dalton. And Andy Dalton historically does not do well with teams that aren't orange.
He didn't do well with teams that were orange.
I mean, he did better than what he's doing with teams that aren't. Think about it. Man's been on 14 different teams in the league. So,
Not getting this.
and you talk about Kamara, but what Kamara hasn't done shit either.
He hasn't played.
Yeah, you're right. But I'm on the Seahawks +5.5.
I'm not giving this game any more brain power. Geno Smith's best.
I got a lot of people out here that hope you're right, Jared.
I promise you, bro. Watch.
Geno Smith's best year was 2013, and he had 3,000 yards, 12 touchdowns and 21 picks. So not hard to beat that as career year, but we'll see what happens.
He's about halfway there. He's getting there.
Yeah.
He's a third there on the yards, and he's halfway there for the touchdowns.
Yep. Go ahead and tell him while I'm right.
I already no. No, I don't think you are. I think it is. I think it is the Saints.
I think Chris Olave does well though.
I like Chris Olave anytime as a sneak preview to later for sure. That's my guy for that one for the anytimes. But just looking off of the spread as well, I know you guys aren't big into. Well, at least some of you aren't big into watching the line movements, beforehand and what they started at and what they end at. But something to note is the Saints, were -5.5. It's now down to 4.5. So there has been money coming in on the Seahawks for that number to go down that way. Just to throw that out there. Rams Cowboys is going to be the next game we're going to discuss here. Another one which is like, why the fuck are we talking about this? Thanks to the chef. I appreciate it. Now we have to talk about Cooper Rush and Matt Stafford, who's playing like Matt Ryan.
We get to talk about Cooper Rush. We get to. It's a privilege.
All right, perspective. That's fair. I am actually backing Cooper Rush in this game. I like the Cowboys to get it done. I don't like that line where it's at. It's very sketchy to me. The last time they played as well, the Rams only won by 3. That was in 2020. I think it was, I don't remember correctly. Don't hold me to it, but I think Dak was also hurt for that game, so they were playing with backups. It was one of those games that the line was very similar to where it was, and people rode off the Cowboys because they didn't think they had a chance because the Rams are the Rams, and then they covered. I think it's going to be the same thing in this situation. I think Matt Stafford is going to turn the ball over at least twice, and that's ultimately going to be the decision. Jalen Ramsey does not look like Jalen Ramsey of old. He's been getting burnt. He's been getting beat. He's been missing tackles. I don't know what's going on with him, but don't love that against CeeDee Lamb and that Cowboys offense. I think Zeke is going to get some yards. I think Pollard is going to get some touches. I like the Cowboys in the upset. Steel City, thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I think, Cooper Rush, you got to give him a little bit of praise. He's undefeated as a starter, which, okay, he's in the NFL. It's still an accomplishment. I think it comes to an end. I think they're going to LA. I think the Rams defense is going to be too much up front. Yes, the Cowboys got close in 2020 when their offensive line was probably healthy, but the Cowboys are missing two of their best offensive linemen for the year. So I think Donald is going to have a 3+ sack game. I think the Rams defense is going to step up, and I think Ramsey's been playing very poor, and I think he's going to step up and have a good game. But I think the Rams are just too much. I think Cooper Rush's fairy tale comes to an end. He's going to get his first loss as a starter. So I'm taking the Rams minus, what is it? Is it at 5.5 still?
5.5, yep.
Yeah. So Rams minus 5.5 at home. I'm going to take it. I'm going to trust in the better team here, and I'm just going to go with the Rams.
Oh, I mean, I think the Rams will probably win the game, but I think the Cowboys will keep it close enough or even get like a late touchdown. Like Rams are up by 10, Cowboys go down with a minute left on the clock and put up 7 kind of deal to get it within 3. That's sort of what I'm banking on. Chef, thoughts here?
I don't really have much to add outside of what Steel City said. He kind of said a lot of the things that I thought I was going to say.
Okay.
I think there's going to be a weird defense. There's going to be a defensive touchdown in this game. I don't know which side.
LA.
Defensive touchdown.
Cooper Rush's first game.
Dallas. Trayvon Diggs, pick 6 to the house.
There's going to be a defensive touchdown in this game. I was thinking more along the lines of like a strip fumble from like Micah Parsons or something like that.
I would take that too.
Stupid score type of thing. I just think the Rams are a little too good coming off that loss on Monday night. They're feeling a little embarrassed right now. They don't run any motion. They're just kind of like, get in, get out. They're like that. They're built to not do a whole lot and keep it simple. That's a problem against the Rams. So I like the Rams minus 5.5 or 5 or whatever it is as well. I think it should be closer to about 7.5, but because of the loss on Monday night, and also Cowboys Nation usually puts a lot of dollar bills behind their team. I think it's a lot lower than what it should be. So give me the Rams.
All right, Jared, thoughts on this one?
Yeah. I like what both of them just said. I think that I think that the Cowboys aren't it. They haven't really showed me enough. And the Rams, are the Rams. Even though Matthew Stafford has not been having a great year, I think that maybe he can pull his head out of his ass and maybe turn it around. And I think that it's now's the time for him to do that. So I think I like the Rams minus 5.5.
All right. Well, since I am the only one on the Cowboys, I just want to say one more point, or a couple, maybe 2 more points. Jared, you said the Rams are still the Rams. Are they, though? Game 1, historically, Super Bowl winners do not perform well in the Game 1. That's just a historical fact that you can look up. The numbers don't lie. They got hosed by the Bills at home, 31-10. Next week, they barely beat the Falcons as a double-digit favorite at home. They won by 4, 31-27. And then the following week, they went and beat the Cardinals 20-12. And then Monday night, they lost to the 49ers. So, to me, they really haven't beaten anybody of caliber yet. They've lost to some good teams, but they haven't really beaten anybody good. And I'm not necessarily saying the Cowboys or, the Bills or the 49ers right now. But one more point I want to make is the Rams defense is giving up an average of 23 points a game right now. Their offense is only scoring an average of 17. Just as a note. Not saying it means necessarily too much, but just something to, note.
That's the next note.
That's right. So Cowboys, I like the boys. Let's get the upset. Dave, I see you in the chat. I'm standing with you, sir. Dallas gets it done. Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush to the moon.
Hey, also, shout out to Dave here because I guess Dave had the winning picks last week in the college show, and Drinkline did not give him a medal, so I'm just looking out for Dave.
Shout out Gator Dave.
Dude, we were in introducing the medal today with this show. He's going to get his medal next week. We already discussed this on the show. If you watched the show, you would know. All right.
He was asking. I just thought I'd make sure that his
Where
thoughts were heard.
where did he ask? Don't put words in Gator Dave's mouth.
Do you not see it in the message where it says, "Where was my medal?" Or did you look over that one?
Moving on. Ravens and Bengals. Let's hear Steel City's thoughts on this.
All right, here's what I think. It's going to be an AFC North classic, but instead of the normal AFC North hard-hitting defensive games, this is going to be the new AFC North high-scoring games. So I think both teams are young and have a lot of offensive power. Joe Burrow is starting to come around, and they're starting to get some offense going on Cincinnati's side. Yes, their offensive line is atrocious, and Joe Burrow, I think, was sacked 17 times before last week. So I think the Ravens are going to get some sacks. Both teams have lackluster defense performances over the last couple games, and I don't know who is going to win this game. It's going to be whoever has the least amount of turnovers, obvious, but whoever has the last possession, I think, is going to win this game. I think I'm taking the over 46.5 on this one because I think it's going to be high scoring, and I think Lamar Jackson over rushing yards is always a safe prop bet.
Okay. Public House, thoughts here?
I'm on the Bengals here, man. I've been super high on the Ravens, and I mean, I think that's a fair statement to be high on the Ravens, but they really don't have a pass game. Most of their game is rush, and I think that the Bengals shut that shit down, and kind of vice versa. Also, I think that the Ravens possibly shut down the throw, which is all the Bengals have. Their rushing game has not really been that great, so I think it's kind of it's going to be a high-scoring game, like Scott said, but I think they're going to keep it close, and I think the Bengals definitely keep it within that 5.5, so that's why I'm on them.
All right. Chef, what are your thoughts?
I am right there with Steel City. I like a lot of points to be scored in this one. Rashad Bateman being ruled out does hurt. Didn't love seeing that today. But it looks like Ronnie Stanley may be making his way back. Give a little extra protection there. On the flip side, Joe Burrow had his two 400-yard games. Two of his 400-yard games were against the Ravens. So he's pretty good against them at putting up points. I don't love it one way or the other. I do think, kind of like Jared said, it's going to be close to the end. So I'm taking the over in this one.
Right on. I'm going to keep mine short and sweet. I am going against the both of you. I am still rocking with the divisional trends, and I'm going to go the under here, under 47. I think I'd have to probably lean the Bengals. I heard what Jared said. He likes the Bengals, but at the same time, I kind of like them for a little bit of a different reason. The Ravens' passing defense is awful. They're the last in the league right now. They did well last week. They performed. Marlon Humphrey is playing his ass off right now. But the Bengals have weapons, and I think Burrow is going to be able to dissect that defense and find those weapons. I think Burrow is going to have at least 2 touchdowns, maybe 3. So I do like your guys' potential overplay. I just sort of like the Bengals to be able to contain Lamar in that running game for the Ravens a little bit more. Ronnie Stanley, if he does come back, is massive for that passing game and that offense. But I'd have to probably lean the Bengals too. But I am leaning the under, unfortunately. So going against y'all there. Next one we got here is going to be the Chiefs Raiders. I'm going to let Public House start this one, sir. Go for it. Monday night game.
You know me, high on the Raiders from the beginning of the year. I think I did hit them on the money line last week, and I did not feel good about it. This week, definitely not on them. The Chiefs are the Chiefs this year. They look really good. I think they eat up the Raiders. The Raiders have not showed me shit. How is Derek Carr, not passing it as much as he should be with Darren Waller and Devontae Adams out there? It just doesn't make any sense to me. So I'm on the Chiefs. What is it, -7? It's a little high for me, but I think that the Chiefs get it done. I think they possibly win by 2.
Okay. Steel City.
Yeah, I think, the notes I have for this game is basically the Raiders have been doo-doo and the Chiefs have been the Chiefs. This is the only game I see on the slate for the week that when you initially look at it, you're like, Chiefs -7, no doubter, which is also kind of scary. When you see a game like that and the first thing in your mind is this is a guaranteed win. It should be easy for the Chiefs. But I'm taking the Chiefs -7. I think it's going to be Chiefs from start to finish. They've got too much offensive power, wide receiver, running back, Travis Kelce. And the Raiders have just been so unproductive that I have to sadly bring up the point of what Miami said at the beginning of the year with Derek Carr possibly being MVP. Through 4 weeks, it does not look like that is going to happen.
No, it doesn't. But I will say, Derek Carr. Would you say Pat Mahomes has a shot at MVP right now?
No.
All right. Well, you're just a fucking hater then, because I mean, he definitely does. But I just want to point out the stats that Derek Carr and Pat Mahomes have right now. Currently, Derek Carr is 94 for 154. Pat Mahomes is 97 for 146. They both are over 1,000 yards passing. Mahomes has 5 more touchdowns than Carr. Carr has 6 touchdowns and 4 picks. Mahomes is 11-2. So really, he's just finding his guys. They're finishing in the red zone. That's been the Raiders' issue all year is they haven't been able to finish in the red zone. They've settled for field goals. They've gone for it on 4th down and not gotten it. I'm totally with you, Public House. They went and got arguably the best wide receiver in the league right now, and they're not feeding him. They are not getting him the ball like he needs to be getting it, in my opinion. They also have other weapons like Darren Waller, who's just not getting the ball either. I don't know if this is the transition because of the new scheme that Josh McDaniel's bringing in, or just the transition of his play calling and I don't know. But it's not right. Something's not good there. It hasn't been good all year. I want to back the Raiders. I want to believe in them. But, man, this Chiefs team is clicking right now, and their schedule is the toughest in the year. So every game matters. I think they're going into every game with that mentality. They just have to win this one. They're not focused on any other else. But this is one of those games that they have to win for the division later on in the year and when their schedule does get significantly tougher. I like the Chiefs -7 as well. My last note is also the Chiefs. Last time they played, last December of last year in the regular season, Chiefs won 48-9. I don't know if a whole lot has changed on either team to warrant that big of a gap, especially what we've seen this year from both teams playing. So I like the Chiefs. Chef, what are your thoughts?
I'm on the Raiders in this one. Give me the Raiders +7. Hunter Renfrow coming back, I think, opens up their offense a little bit more. Love all the shaking heads. Looks good, guys. I think that opens up their offense quite a bit. I think they're starting to realize that they need to run the ball more and feed Josh Jacobs a little bit. I think they came out a little too pass heavy. Josh McDaniel's system is a kind of tough one to learn, it seems like. So I think it's one that takes a while over. It's like you got to actually really learn the intricacies of the system. So I think they're going to get better as the year goes on. You want to talk about a must-win? 1-3, like in a division game. If they go 1-4 and lose a division game, that's a must-win. So I think the Raiders come to play. I think 7's a lot of points for a divisional matchup. So give me the Raiders +7.
Right on. I mean, honestly, if it was in Vegas, I would totally lean the Raiders side, but with it being Monday night prime time in Arrowhead, that place is gonna be rocking, man. Rocking.
Here's what I think. I'm with you, Drinkwine. Arrowhead's a hard place to go in and win, but I kind of disagree with your fact of them not dishing out the ball and Carr not passing the ball to their arguably, I would agree, the number 1 wide receiver in the league right now. Over 4 games, he's averaging 70 yards. He's averaging 6.5 receptions, and he's averaging just over 10 targets a game. So that's not the only issue with the Raiders, is not feeding him the ball. They've got some bigger issues out there, so I just don't see them winning this game.
I mean, in my opinion, you don't go get Devontae Adams from Aaron Rodgers unless you're feeding him 20 targets a game.
I agree.
But
I
that's
mean,
but
if
that's
you look
me.
at-
But
if you
that's
look
me.
at when Josh McDaniel's system is most successful, it's when they're feeding that slot guy. When they're feeding that skinny little white dude 15 targets a game, and he has 10 catches for 100 yards and no touchdowns.
Very valid.
And then
Wes
the other guy
Welker,
has,
Julian
like,
Edelman. Yeah,
It has like 5 or 6 catches, also for 100 yards, but like 2 touchdowns.
facts.
Yeah.
You're definitely right. But I mean, for me, like, the guy doesn't have 300 yards yet. This is week 5.
Yeah, he should have. He should be averaging 100 yards a game.
Easily. So that's my thing.
I get it. I get what you're saying.
Also, I think one more last note on this one. I think the Raiders are going to struggle to get the running game going. The Chiefs are elite at rush defense right now. So I think if the Chiefs get up, it's going to be real tough for the Raiders to do anything to become one-dimensional. That's why I'm at where I am. But I hear definitely what you're saying, Travis, for sure. Lions and the Patriots is the next one we're going to discuss. You know what? I'm going to lead off with this one. I'll be quick. I love the Fighting Dan Campbells. They're going to come in. They're going to be biting kneecaps in this one. They are not playing games. They're coming for a victory. This is the one. I like the Lions outright. Screw the +3. It is on the recap. But screw it. Go my money line with them. They're winning this game. Patriots are starting Bailey Zappi. Cool. Whatever. It's Bill Belichick. You know, no. Dan Campbell, he's coming in and tearing it up, man. He's leaving Gillette Stadium with kneecaps in hand, kneecaps in a sack like Santa. He's taking it back to Detroit with the dub. Lions. Chef, what do you got?
I'm taking the over in this one. I don't really love one team one way or the other. I love me some biting kneecaps. DeAndre Swift being out is a big problem. DJ Chark being out is a big problem.
Nope.
But it looks like Amon-Ra St. Brown was able to practice today. So it looks like he's in a good spot. I don't know. I kind of like what I saw from Bailey Zappi last week. I think they're also going to be able to have success getting Damian Harris and Ramondre Stevenson the ball. I think we might see some points in this one. Maybe we might see some scores. I think we're going to see some points. Give me the over.
All right. I do want to say one thing. DJ Chark is a non-factor. As being a person who has drafted him to his fantasy team this year, DJ Chark is not it. Not it. Public House, what are your thoughts?
On the Lions, Dan Campbell's the man. Basically it.
Kneecaps. Steel City.
Mac or no Mac, I'm taking the kneecaps.
Yeah.
Kneecaps everywhere. We're all on board with it. They have a way to make every single game feel close, and they never stop fighting. And Swift being out, yeah, Swift is a premier player, but it doesn't matter because Jamal Williams is balling right now. He's got 20 attempts 2 games ago, 20 attempts last game, 100-yard average, 2 touchdowns in each game. He's eating right now. If Amon-Ra plays as well, with Reynolds also playing well at the receiver spot and Goff not playing horrible, I think the Lions win outright, and the +3 is just a gimme.
Preach. I love it. Love that breakdown. Next one we're going to get into is going to be the Jaguars and the Texans. Again, I would just keep it short and simple. I'm on the bandwagon. Travis is leading the train, and I jumped on about a week or 2 ago, and I'm not looking back. We're riding the Jaguars. It's Jaguars -7. I will say the 7 points I am a little nervous about. I would feel a lot more comfortable if it was at 5. I would absolutely go crazy if it was at 3. But -7, divisional game. Texans have played close. They've been in these close games all year long, but I think at home, the Jaguars fought the Eagles hard in that game last week in a rainstorm. Stayed with it. I like the Jaguars to get it done here. Public House, what are your thoughts?
All over the Jags. I think that Travis has sold us all on the fucking Jags, which is kind of scary when you think about it.
It's terrifying.
And they fucking look good, dude. They look really good. I think that James Robinson runs all over him. I got Jags. I got Jags at the -7.
All right. Steel City. Thoughts here?
Yeah, my thoughts are this. The three of us have been buckled onto a rocket ship. Chef is sitting in the captain's seat, and we are flying high on the Jags. He has sold us all on it. In Lawrence, we trust. I do trust the Jags. Yes, they shut the Colts out. It's the Colts, but a shutout in the NFL is impressive either way. They beat the Chargers 38-10. Yes, the Chargers are hurt, but that's a big win. And they lost to the Eagles 29-21 and put up a good fight. If you want to look at it, the super high-level way of people looking at teams they beat, the Texans lost to the Chargers 34-24 last week, and the Jags beat them. That's not a good way to look at it, but if you wanted to, you could. I think the Jags are going to go out, and they're going to win this game and continue to perform. The Texans have fought hard, but I think the Jags are going to handle them. I think the Jags might be the real deal.
They might do it. They might win the division. And they did compete with those future 16-1 Eagles. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. And one other comment, James Robinson balling out. And the only reason I know that is because I drafted Travis Etienne on my fantasy football team, and he's useless. So they've got some good players.
I actually have Travis Etienne on my fantasy football team, and we're in the same league there, pal.
I've got 5 leagues, Travis.
I have 7, so cool.
I'm just saying. It's not the same league.
I got team leagues.
Who's got the bigger truck?
I got a 50.
Who's got the bigger lift on their truck?
What do you got? I don't know the lift on my truck, but
Wait,
hey, Jag season, boys. It's all about the Jags. Yeah, give me the Jags -7. The Texans have the worst run defense in the NFL. Robinson's going to have a day. I think Etienne actually does some shit for the first time this season.
I think he does too.
I think he finds the end zone. Yeah, give me the Jags. I think we're going to see a kind of an offensive output in this one. I think we're going to see some points in this game. Give me the Jags -7.
Right on. Right on. I love it. Jared, just to clarify, sir, did you say you want the Jaguars? Because in the picks, you gave me the Texans.
Ooh, I did, didn't I?
Conflict.
I know why I did that.
What?
I said I know why I did that, because I took the Jags at an alternate spread. Yeah, give me the Texans +7, guys. I don't think that the Jags beat them by that many. I think the Jags win, but not by +7.
Okay.
I got the Jags. Just to let y'all know, I got the Jags at like -2.5.
Yeah, I think I did earlier as well when we got some in as an alternate.
Smash.
But to be fair, last matchup was last December, regular season. Texans won by 14, 30-16. But it is a different Jags team. It is a different Texans team. We'll see what happens. So Jerry, just to confirm, you are good with Texans +7?
Texans +7. Take them.
No. That wasn't my question. Eagles Cardinals here is the next one we're going to discuss. But Public House, I'm going to give it back to you. What do you got?
I got the Eagles here. I like the Cardinals a lot. I've always liked Kyler Murray a lot, but the Eagles are fucking something special this year. I'm fly, Eagle, fly, baby.
Yeah. There you
All
go.
the way.
That's what I should make y'all. Anytime you pick the Eagles, that you should have to make that voice for your disrespect in that preview show. Steel City. Let's move transition. There we go. I love it. There we go. Now we're talking.
On this one, it hurts me. It is just painful to say. The Cardinals have been limping through the season, but Miami might have picked the pick of the year. The Eagles might go 16-1. There's a possibility. A.J. Brown's top tier. He's productive in every single game, averaging 100 yards. Only 1 touchdown through the air, but still getting them down the field. It's been top tier. Sanders looks great. Jalen Hurts looks great. He's making it happen on the ground, and their offensive line looks great. Their defense looks great. They might go 16-1.
I love it. I'll take a might. What do we got, Chef?
I just like a lot of points to be scored in this one. Inside track, it's going to be in the dome. I think the Eagles are going to put up a lot of points. But I think the Cardinals are going to get a couple big shots as well. I don't know. I should. Everything tells me Eagles -5. But I just there's something in me that says don't do that. I'm not betting on the Cardinals. Ain't no way in hell. I think the Cardinals are not a good team overall. But I think there's going to be some points scored. So I think the best play is going to be the over. Give me lots and lots of touchdowns. I think it's going to be an exciting game. But I think it's going to be something like 38-24. But there's just something weird that scares me about it. So I'm staying away from the spread one way or the other.
I got you. I am actually on the opposite. I like the under here, under 49. I think the game's kind of like 28-20 Eagles. I think the Eagles are up 28-13 late, and then the Cardinals kind of get like a BS touchdown to get it within one score, and they have, a shot at it. They don't get it. So that's kind of where I like the Eagles to cover too, but I'm kind of more on the under. But I do like the Eagles to get it done as well. Fly, Eagles, fly. We got 2 games left for you guys, and then we'll discuss a couple anytime touchdowns, see if any of the guys have some parlays for you. Appreciate everybody that's been watching up to this point. Make sure to like and subscribe the video. It really helps us out. Drop a comment, jump in the chat, say what's up. Really means a lot to the squad. Next game we're going to discuss is going to be 49ers, Panthers. We're going to save Chef for the last one on this one because it's only right. Steel City, what are your thoughts here?
My thoughts are the Panthers are not that guy, pal. Baker, not that guy, pal. Only person on the Panthers that's worth noting as a football player is CMC, and I'll leave that as that. The 49ers have been getting better. Their defense has been performing well. The 49ers are going to manhandle these Cats, so I'm taking the 49ers -6.5.
Jared, thoughts?
I just hope that after I'm done speaking here that you really don't tell me, Travis, that you have Panthers. Come on, man.
Unbiased.
We need an intervention for you. Please, dude, don't pick me.
Yeah, but probably for different reasons.
It's the same thing I told. It's the same thing I told Miami Mike last year. Stop picking the Miami Dolphins for fucking bets. Just stop picking your own team, bro, because they're not it. Not this year.
Just be like us and admit that we're going to lose a game.
All right, real quick before Chef goes, I as well like the 49ers -6.5. I think they're able to pretty much run all over this Panthers defense. Panthers defense has played pretty good at times, but they are very inconsistent, and the offense is absolutely atrocious. It's up there with the Broncos right now, with the worst in the league, in my opinion. So I'm on the 49ers. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, though. I'm thinking somewhere like 34-9 49ers. I think they handle them pretty well. So having let that loose and getting them fired up just based off of that final score, the Chef, tell us why your Panthers well, you know what? No. What's your pick?
I bet the under. I put the under on the card. That's the head play. There's not going to be a lot of points scored in this one. If you're looking for an exciting offensive game, find another game. This ain't the one. Y'all thought 12-9 was bad on Thursday. We're going to be pushing some shit this coming Sunday. That being said, if I'm going to talk myself into it, Eric Armstead is out. Javon Kinlaw is out for the 49ers.
No. Don't do this.
Trent Williams is out.
Don't do this.
I'm betting the under. Hold on. Let me finish. I'm betting the under. The under is the play. However, for those Panthers fans that are out there and expecting me to get off the bandwagon, you are absolutely out your fucking mind. I think we cover 7, but I think the play is the under. My heart tells me cover the 7. But it's gonna be an ugly game. If you're watching Red Zone, you're not gonna see much of this one. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be a low scoring game. Like and it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be like 16-10. So just ungodly, ugly.
Hey, one of these
Don't
weeks, one of
watch
these weeks, the Panthers are
Hey,
going to win.
Matt Rule needs to fucking go. Baker Mayfield needs to fucking go.
Damn, giving up on Baker already?
I'm at a point where I'm like, fuck, man, when's Sam Darnold coming back?
No.
Like, if that's where we're at.
Oh yeah, you're desperate. You've hit a you're on.
Man, Baker Mayfield, ever since the QBR statistic was invented, Baker Mayfield's season to this point is in the bottom 5 worst seasons ever in that particular statistic.
Damn.
Right up there with let me throw a couple names out there that he's right there with. Blaine Gabbert. Jamarcus fucking Russell. Couple bad. There's a few. I don't have the rest of the list.
That's fine. No, those two say enough. But so like what Steel City just said. So based off of what you just said, you're confident that they're going to cover that 7?
I'm not confident. That's why I'm betting the under. But I'm going to fire up the homies until I die.
Okay.
Hey, look, even a blind
I
squirrel
mean,
finds a nut if
respect,
Travis.
but
Hey, man.
sometimes you gotta let a homie go.
Looking for the nut.
All right, last game. Then we'll get to some props and anytimes, stuff like parlays, things of that nature. We got Browns Chargers. Another one that I'm not really stoked that we're betting, but here we are.
Talk about this? We already talked about Browns Chargers.
That
Nope.
was the Rams.
Nope. Welcome back. You've been in the Twilight Zone. How was it?
Been in the world of Warcraft.
Yeah, well, you're a little gnome mage.
I've been watching your eyes on the screen, wondering what was going on.
That's what he's doing this whole time.
He's like, that's
Researching, bro.
This
What are you
fucking
talking
guy,
about?
dude.
I
This
can't like
fucking guy.
30-minute mark. He's got to do something.
It's either he's eating. There's all, dude.
he's
All
not
right.
eating tonight. That's a plus.
If you look up ADD,
Yeah, he's not eating. He's just fucking fighting whoever the fuck. All right. Anyway, you know what? You know what makes it worse though?
Yeah.
Dude's,
Once I start losing, y'all can talk shit.
that's what I was just gonna say. Dude's the fucking current leader, and he's over here just fucking not giving a fuck. You gotta love it. All right, I'm on the Browns +3. I think they get it done. I do not like the Chargers in this spot. I think the Chargers should be favored by more. They are the better team. But I think ultimately the difference maker is going to be the Browns' rushing game. I think Nick Chubb goes absolutely bonkers. And I think Jacoby Brissett does enough, doesn't turn the ball over too much. I do think he probably throws at least one pick, but I think that's about it. I think they're able to control the ball, control the time of possession, keep it low scoring for the most part. But I think, again, the difference maker is Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt out of that backfield. So I like the Browns +3. Chef, thoughts here, sir?
Right there with you, my guy. But for different reasons. I do think Chubb has a nice day. I do think the offense does well. But what excites me about this one is Myles Garrett coming back against a rookie left tackle, Jamari Sawyer. I think Garrett's a man on a mission right now. He's chasing DPO. He's been chasing DPOY since the start of the season. The fact that he missed a game, he's going to try and catch up. Glad to see that he's doing all right after that wreck, but I think he's going to come to play against a rookie left tackle and make some plays, force some turnovers, be all over Justin Herbert, who's still he's healthy enough to go, but he's still dealing with some rib cartilage problems.
Yep.
And I think he's gonna have some issues. He's gonna try and check it down quick, and Owusu Koromo is gonna be right there to keep all that shit in check. So give me the Browns and the points, but I also think the Browns win this one money line.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Steel City, what are your thoughts?
Well, I'll preface this by saying I'll never say anything good about the Browns. So if it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. And the Browns look like doo-doo stains right now. So they're probably doo-doo stains. I think the Chargers are banged up, but they will find a way to dominate the doo-doo stains. And I'm taking the Chargers -3 against the doo-doo stains.
Got it. Public house. You're going to have to pause the game for a second, brother. I'm sorry.
Doo-doo stains. I love it. Yeah, I agree. You know, I'm not with the name calling, not in my house at least. But I agree with Scott there. I think that Justin Herbert is banged up a little bit, but I think he's feeling really good. I talked to him this morning. He's feeling great. He's 100%. Fucking, what is rib cartilage really? Like, who put cartilage in your ribs? Like, that ain't real, bro. So Justin Herbert balling out, gonna have a 325 plus yard game. It's gonna be a beautiful thing. 3 touchdowns at least, maybe 1 rushing touchdown. It's gonna be amazing. Stay tuned.
Love it. All right, that rounds us out.
The ribs are the only bones that don't have cartilage, right? Is that how that works? Or?
In the bones, is it?
In the dark. All right, I'm putting up the recap from this week.
I'm not a doctor, but
All right, while that recap's up, can I throw out this little parlay that I got here?
Well, let me run through it real quick, and then I'll put it back, and then we can. So we got recaps on the board. Let me get that up underneath there. There we go. So Chef is on Packers -8, as well as Steel City. Myself and Public House, we are on the Giants +8. We think Saquon's going to get it done. Daniel Jones, ride the train. Brian Dable. Next game is going to be the Bills Steelers. The Chef likes the over here. I am on the Bills. Public House and Steel City, surprise, surprise, are also both on the Steelers +14.5. It is a lot of points. Next game is going to be the Commanders and Titans. We are all on Titans Moneyline except for the Chef. He is on Commanders +3. Next one, we got Steel City and the Chef, both on the Saints -5. Should be 5 for Steel City too. We should have given it to him. We'll maybe make that change. I am on the under for the Seahawks and the Saints under 46, and Public House riding solo with the Seahawks +5.5. Everybody's on the Rams but me. I like the Cowboys and Cooper Rush to get it done this week +5.5. Everybody else has Rams -5.5. Ravens, Raiders, the Sunday night football game. The Chef and Steel City are both on the over. A little bit of a trend here. You guys are matching up on some of these. I am on the under, however, and Public House likes the Bengals +3.5. Monday night football game, Raiders and Chiefs. Everybody's on the Chiefs here except for the Chef. He is on the Raiders. Lions, Patriots is the next one. Everybody, again, is on the Lions. But the Chef, he prefers the over in this one, over 45. Everybody is in agreement on this next one with Jaguars -7, except for Public House. He was in agreement on it, but he went back with his original pick at Texans +7. But to be fair, he likes the Jaguars -3. We got 3 games left for you here at the bottom. Eagles, Cardinals. The Chef is on the over. I am on the under. Steel City and Public House both like the Eagles -5.5. Everybody's on the 49ers -6.5 against the Chef's Panthers, except for the Chef, of course. He stays loyal, so he's rocking with the under 41 instead. And then the last game, me and the Chef are both on Browns +3, Public House and Steel City, Chargers Moneyline. Fellas, I think those are some winners this week.
Yeah, I think they're winners because not a lot of us, we basically picked different on each game. So someone's going to win. It's going to be great.
This man's smart. That's why he went to college. Did it twice.
At least we're not going to have a game that is like, yep, that one's out.
Yeah, exactly right.
All right. I'm ready. I'm itching right now.
Go for it, Steel City. What do you got for us?
Fire away.
Here's what I got. I got 3 quick things.
Okay.
The first is going to be my parlay of the week. Cincinnati over 43.5. Chiefs -6.5. Philly -5.5. Steelers +17.5. That comes out to +718 in that parlay. That's the parlay of the week for me. I'm riding it. Get on board. Next, I've got 4 anytime touchdown scorers. Barkley, Jamal Williams for the Lions. Jeff is going to score. Jefferson's going to score. James Robinson. Those are my 4. And then if you want to have some fun and do a little sweating on the first drive with me, Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, I'm betting first touchdown scorers. I like them to score first in games, and I can definitely see the Bills getting into the red zone against the Steelers and us putting up a nice little scheme and Josh Allen just walking in and laughing at us. So that's what I got for the people.
I like them. Well, I like it all but the parlay, but I like the others.
Parlay is perfect.
Yeah, all
All
right.
right. I got one 6-team anytime touchdown parlay. 6 different guys. Listen up. Joe Mixon, Saquon Barkley, Jamal Williams, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Deebo Samuel, James Robinson. $25 will win you $1,400.
I like that a lot. The anytimes I like this week, I love Jamal Williams, like you guys said. Love Saquon, like you said. I also like Stephon Diggs. Love James Robinson. Love Debo. Love Joe Mixon. Love Clyde. And I do also like Dalvin Cook to get in the end zone this week. He's had a pretty rough year as far as touchdown production, but I think that changes this week. I think he overtakes Alexander Madison. And parlay, since Steel City threw one at you, I'm going to give you one as well. I like the 49ers minus 6.5, the Lions plus 3, the Jets plus 3.5 against my Dolphins, and the Jaguars minus 6.5. That's my little 4-team parlay. Chef, you got anything for us?
I did not come prepared for this particular segment.
Oh, poor guy.
But there are a couple players that I do like. Chris Olave is one that I like a lot to get a touchdown this week.
Yeah.
I think he's kind of a lock for one, honestly.
Yep.
I think he's gonna have a really nice day. I forgot who it was, but somebody mentioned Jamal Williams. I think he punches one in with Swift out. I love the James Robinson play. I think that was Jared who said that one. I think that's a smash. Or was that you, Scotty? I'm looking at your face. Was that you?
We were all on James Robinson and Jamal Williams.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I mean, Scott's play for James Robinson. So those are a couple that I really, really like this week. I also think A.J. Brown has a monster game and gets himself into the end zone. Those are a few anytimes that are at top of mind at the moment.
Yeah, a couple more that I also like too. Nick Chubb, Chris Olave, like you said, Jeff Wilson for the Niners, Mike Evans for the Bucks. I think Madison does maybe get one, but I really like Dalvin to get one, maybe two. And then my flyer, Pat Mahomes. I think Pat Mahomes runs one in against the Raiders at home.
My flyer's Drake London for the Falcons. Out here, no Scordero, no Kyle Pitts. I think he punches one in.
What up,
They're
Don?
going to be throwing too because the Bucks are going to be up.
Right on. What's good, Don? We see you in the chat, man. How you doing? All right, guys.
Go ahead and throw our picks up on the screen if Don missed them.
Oh, you want me to throw them one more time? One more time on the screen.
That is what we're on this week.
That is what we're rocking with. Yeah, I'll try to get a graphic for the anytimes and maybe some parlay, like our favorite parlay or something. Give like maybe our top couple anytime guys, and then we'll maybe do like a parlay underneath. See if we can't get something for that moving forward.
Drake doesn't believe you can make money on parlays. I'm going to prove him wrong this week and every week going forward.
That's not what I said. I'm proof that you can make money with parlays, but long term like stability and profit, no. Like parlays are not it. They're not it.
All you need is one 2016 parlay and you're golden.
Yeah, just one.
All it takes is one.
All it takes is one.
Hey, they don't ask how, they ask how many.
That's true.
How many and what?
That's true. That's a fact. All right, guys. Well, I have nothing else to say. If anybody else does, please chime in now.
I got one thing to say.
Go for it.
How about the motherfucking Mariners getting after it?
I love it. I love it. How about the motherfucking Cardinals choking on a fat one in the fucking ninth inning, 1 out, up 2-0, and they score 6. Like, what? Run through the fucking lineup. What the fuck is that, dude?
Mariners haven't lost the playoff
Yeah, I bet the game.
since 2001.
Fuck.
Also, their first playoff game since 2001 was today.
Batting 1,000 though.
Yeah, I loved the Mariners game. Got on that one. Really happy about it. I'll probably jump on the next one too. I love what they got going on right now. I love what they got going on right now in Seattle. I think I'll probably end up jumping on the Cardinals too with Nicholas. I think he gets it done. I put a little something on the Cardinals World Series. I wish I would have waited now until obviously they fucking choked in the ninth inning. But hey, I know if you know sports, you know they love to walk people off into the sunset that are Hall of Famers, and the Cardinals got 3 of them. So you never know. Maybe sprinkle a little something on there if that's floats your boat.
I think I'm about to.
Hey, just saying. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you showing up as always. Thank you again for joining us on this show. It's awesome to have everybody. Love this every week. Super cool. It's a privilege to do. So thank you for showing. Till next week. Good luck, everybody. Week 5 is a wrap. We'll be back with you next Friday with Week 6. Peace out.